Greetings and welcome to another thrilling and exciting episode of the Planetary Persuader. I'm Kozmic, your host. This is for April 12th, 2018 through the 20th or thereabouts. And so what do we have going on right now? Well, looking at the moon's position in accordance with what I know about the sidereal zodiac, it would still be in the constellation of Gemini, and it's starting to move close to that nakshatra known as Punavarsu. It might still be in Ardra early this morning, which is kind of like the wailing, but we've got a lot of stuff going on this week because we're going to have a full moon. I think it'll be at the tail end of Shitra in the Libra portion. And that happens Friday the 19th at 4:12 in the morning. So 4:12 in the morning Friday we'll have a full moon. So that means Thursday night there's going to be kind of on the 18th, there's going to be sort of a stirring energy going on. And I also just want to have like a disclaimer that anything I say is just, it's not necessarily views or opinions of the management staff of the humble Adobe where this takes place, and that, I have a lot of friends that are lesbian, gay, transgender, and women and minorities, and I don't want to say anything that would like discriminate against the struggles they have of being discriminated against already, because I went off on like some kind of thing about hermaphrodites, which is, I think it's only 1 in 50,000 people, but still, okay, but anyhow, I have a really weird sense of humor, and if I hurt anybody, I'm sorry. Really, seriously, I don't want to hurt anybody, because you're all worthwhile, you're all beautiful, you're all friends, I love you, and we're going to move on from here. Hopefully there will be no, what do we call those, micro offenses? Yeah, micro offenses. I have a friend who says, I hate micro offenses, that word. Yeah, the planet is melting. Yeah, but we got some micro offenses to take care of first. No, I shouldn't laugh at that. I know. It's serious. But no, I know. It's hard in the world. Just have compassion for everybody. You're great souls, each one of you out there. And the soul next to you, they don't deserve any more hurt than they got, so yeah. So today moon moving out of Ardra into Punavarsu, which is Jupiter ruled, and ruled by Aditi, a very feminine goddess that helps with a lot of stuff, and it's a great moon for traveling. We've got Jupiter retrograde going on right now, folks, in the constellation of Sagittarius in both systems, both the sidereal Vedic system and the Western system. And it happens to be transiting this nakshatra called Mula, which is about rooting and uprooting things. And the things that have been hurting us, this Jupiter is helping us uproot them so we can get better. So thank you for helping me be better. You are wonderful people. And, we just all got to pay attention to our spiritual life. Ketu in Sagittarius, along with Saturn in Sagittarius, all of this in the Vedic sidereal zodiac. And in the Western zodiac, yeah, they're in Capricorn, and that means serious stuff, man. Serious stuff. Capricorn is very serious. Even David Bowie, he never seems quite funny. Always it's serious, even when it's about funny things. It's very serious stuff. And so we also got out of sidereal or Vedic Pisces yesterday. And so now we're in Aries Sun. Well, no, not quite yet. Sorry. We're still in Pisces in the sidereal zodiac, but we will be in Aries on the 14th. By the 14th, the Sun. So the Sun's going to be in this like exalted position. Some would say it is already, but I'm going to say after the 14th more, there's going to be this functioning where the executive thing is going to be easier to do. Taking your own leadership, taking your own authority is going to be easier to do. Now with Jupiter retrograde, we want to go look within. If we want to make our changes on the outside, when we make our changes on the inside, the outside gets easier. And because Sagittarius is associated with Guru, we want to listen to our teachers, be good to them, not backtalk them. Compassion. I really have gotten a lot of compassion for leaders lately because they get a lot of flack. They're very easily misunderstood. And, we can bully them because they have power, it seems like. And it's still not okay. Even bullying people that are in power as well as people that are not empowered, it's not good. Anyhow, on and on with your horoscope. Yes, Aries. Greetings. And welcome to your horoscope. So, what I see happening here for you is a lot more good fortune. A lot of things that potentially could have been harmful are being turned around and made into something better. And so there's just like, we have to be slower with our thoughts on those type of things. Okay. Now, Mercury is going to go into Aries this week. Bing! Ta-da! And that happens on Tuesday, the 16th at 11:01 p.m. So on Tuesday, Aries people, it's like your mind is clear, it's sharper, you've got a game plan, and you're moving with that game plan. It's going to help you move on. And I think there's going to be a lot of release this week of thoughts that weren't working for us. That's the other thing I see. Mars and Gemini for you. It's a good place for Mars for you, the third house. Lots of short trips, energized relationship with younger siblings, particularly little brothers. Okay. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this is the last full-on week of Aries, okay? And so this is the 12th house period for you in the tropical western zodiac. And it's like, you got to be aware of your own undoing, because you've done some really good things, some really cool things, but we want to make sure that, you'll be around to do some more good things, some more really cool things. And so that's where we look at Venus, okay? So Venus is in your 11th house. Boom, boom, right? Yep. And, but Venus is going to go into your 12th house on, well, I guess not till Saturday, a week from Saturday. So, this is kind of a nice week for parties, for flirting, for hanging out with your older sister or gal friends. So you're feeling that. And, of course, we have Uranus and Taurus, too. Mostly the first, 2-3 days. If you're born the 20th, even the 19th of April, but the 20th of April, the 21st of April, 22nd, even the 23rd, you're feeling this Uranian surge, this upwelling of like rebellion and independence and inspiration, and so and shocks, sudden surprises. There's just surprises associated this week. So it's like your social life, surprise life, and Sun being in the 12th house, being aware of not being part of your own undoings. Like we're still like, it's like 12th house is like we're waking up from our sleep almost, and we're still so sleepy we don't know what the heck's going on. You ever have one of those mornings? I know lots of Tauruses who have those kind of mornings. Okay. Alright, so greetings Gemini, welcome to your horoscope. So we're starting out with the moon in your second house, Mars in your first house. It's like you're in the mood to chat, you're in the mood to eat, with this moon in the second house. We'll go with there. You feel really independent and driven right now. And so you've got a lot of extra drive, and so you're You're communicating more drive. You're communicating more confidence, more ability to get rid of evil. There's more energy too to work in the gardening, because Mars is Lord of the Earth. So Mars really helps you with gardening, actually. Pulling weeds and planting things and building up mounds and all the great digging holes for trees and stuff. All those great Mars activity is right there for you, Gemini. So Mercury, oh, Mercury is, going to move into Aries later on this week. So I'll be in your 11th house, which is a pretty good place for Mercury. It wasn't bad in the 10th either. So, you're very conscious. Your ability to communicate is being seen as a good thing, and you're learning about a better message to give people, a higher message that relates to the whole wide world. That sounds good. A higher message that relates to the whole wide world. Yeah. Well, if you unfriend people, you can't share it with the whole wide world. I'm unfriending you. I mean, if they're harassing you, I get it. Totally. You got to unfriend the harassers. But, I mean, you also have to kind of grow some skin, too, because the stronger you are in that face of all those type of things, chances are you'll make and create more alliances in the future that might pull you out of a ditch or something, I hate being in ditches. Oh yeah, the relationship stuff is just absolutely bonkers. Yep, I get it. Okay. Well, hello Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So the moon's in Cancer, and but it's going to go into Leo tomorrow. And thinking about what makes you comfortable. Now, Aries time for Cancer really helps with the work scene, really helps with you establishing yourself in your career, getting your face out there, making yourself look good, better. There's a lot going on here that is going to bring and put something positive on you. So that's something that we want to do. We want to bring more positive energy, more positive light onto your abilities. And so this is part of what's helping it. So we'll look at that. Okay. All right. I'd say this weekend's good for making money. You may have somebody bothering you, like secret enemies. It's not working out. That might be related to the workplace or something. I'm not completely sure, but you have to kind of watch your back on that one. But overall, you're smart. You got some relationship issues that are like from past life and stuff. That's kind of tough in some ways, but you got to work it out. Free yourself. Free yourself from past notions that these are even difficulties. They're opportunities, right? LOA and all that stuff. It's law of attraction. I know. They call it that now. Everything's LOA. Everything's like a little code. We're learning the code. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. Aries time's a good time because the sun's exalted in Aries. Okay, and now it's Aries. So especially if you're like a Leo that was born between the 15th, 16th to the 22nd of August, you're really going to dig on this week. It's going to bring on some good vibes, good happiness. Because sun's going to be trine, sun's going to be exalted. You're going to pick up on things, Social life's very active right now. Things are kind of different. There might be some technological issues at work that you're adjusting to still. You're really interested in travel and going on like a spiritual retreat or something, getting out in nature. And, you may have like a partner or a wife or something that's really into some kind of spiritual trip right now. And, it could be a husband too. And things are still good, but it's just a little different. And you have to really work on your health issues right now and not be slack on that. But overall, there's a vibe of good fortune, that you're loving your children, you're loving good times, and, we love having you have good times. All right. Greetings, Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope. So it's kind of like Jupiter's been knocking on the door of your fifth house, and for a lot of you, it's in the fourth, which is a good place too. Finding what makes you happy. But it's been knocking on that fifth house door, and it's retrograde. It's kind of moving away from all that, and it's like saying to you, let's get into the roots of what was blocking your heart. Let's get to the roots of what was keeping you from expressing yourself, in ways where you feel comfortable. So that's really important, to look at that right now. And Aries time, it's a deep time, it's a hard time, it's that transit through the 8th house, which is like other death, sex, other people's property, birth, rebirth, intuition, things that aren't necessarily in your control are more magnified during this period. And so you want to keep that kind of conscious awareness. And one thing I find is like when you're going through an 8th house transit, Virgo, it's really nice to let other people do things for you. Say, hey, can you help me with this? I could use it, and they love to do it. So good is coming. And sometimes it puts you in debt a little bit. I've had sudden car repairs and things during this time period, and I noticed, but my attitude feels like this is okay. Creator is providing, and I live in a magnificent universe where the universe knows my needs. And they're coming. And they're coming better than ever. And so I suggest that attitude for yourself. And then you got to take action. Sometimes best bet and pull weeds and do work. Well, hello, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. We're doing good. This period is good for you as far as relationship. Like your relationship communication's gotten better. There's more consciousness in your relationship. This could be a time you're signing contracts at work. You could even get a little bit of an advancement in the work scene. Moon is in your midheaven today, so career stuff is looking good today. Over the weekend looks very social for you. Like you'll be having a lot of fun socially. Moving around. Venus is moving into your 7th house this week. Ooh la la. But let's remember something too. It's like since your 7th house is ruled, by Aries, you, because you're so giving and accommodating, you end up attracting some really selfish people. So you really, even when they're coming on nice, you're kind of like have to go, yeah, they want something, But then again, on the other hand, I could say, well, Venus is going to move in, is moving through the sidereal Pisces constellation, and so part of the Venus vibe is going to be in an exalted place, so there might be some good in that too. Now, of course, if your Venus is in sidereal Virgo, not tropical Virgo, but yeah, which is often Venus and Libra in the Western, yeah, there might be a little more self-sabotage than you're willing to admit. Who, me? I'm so nice. Oh boy. I get it. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So, what I'm seeing here is Mars and Gemini. So things are really intense. Mars is transiting the 8th house. So it's kind of like a Scorpio vibe, right? And that's death, rebirth, other people's property, and moving forward. And then a lot of things changing in finances with Jupiter going retrograde in your 2nd house. So you might have made a purchase or something that you want to take back, and then maybe you're really trying to use your voice spiritually, sing more spiritual songs, orient yourself more to praise, working on your throat and teeth, things like that. Always worth looking at. Especially with K2 there. Like K2 South Node doesn't care about money that much. I guess that's in your 3rd house of communication too. So, and so maybe you're dealing with things involving siblings. That could be it too. motion, you know. And then there's this full moon coming up. It's going to be in Libra, but right before Scorpio. So if you're like kind of born on the 23rd, boy, you're going to, you know, of October or 24th, you're going to wake up Friday morning going, oh my gosh, you know, 25th, like, hey, you know, those October Scorpios are really going to feel it today on Friday. All right, greetings Sagittarius, welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, it's been a nice ride for you, right? Having Jupiter in Sagittarius. Now it's retrograde, so some of that energy is internalizing. But really, whenever we have a retrograde planet, it's actually closer to Earth. It's slowing down and it's focusing more. So, like, the focus is, how can I be the most generous, vibrant, desirable person where travel and opportunities are really opening up to me in a good way? Because I know how you think, you know. And I would say giving to the poor is going to help you get to where you need to go from here. And anything you can do to elevate the condition of people that have less than you is going to bring you forward. And so you're going to have a good weekend because the moon's going to be in Leo, so it's going to be fun. You might be traveling this weekend. And then we're going to end up with that moon in your 11th house, almost in your 12th house. So there's going to be a lot of cosmic stirrings is what I'm sensing Thursday, Friday. So I'd be ready for that. All right. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. This is where stuff gets, you know, in the thick of it. You know, there's a thickness. Whoa. And how do we want to address this? You know, how do we want to address our heavier, thicker places? Sometimes we feel like we're stuck a little. We don't always know how to give value or where that value will take us. So, this is all good stuff to be thinking about. This is all good stuff to be bringing forward. You know, and you want to do that. You want to make sure that you've got everything ready, all your ducks in a row to do what you need to do. You're climbing the big mountain. And so you're taking on challenges, Capricorn, that are big and they're epic, and you tend to do good with them. And so you want to work with that. And you also want to trust your intuition more about this type of thing too. So I see a lot more energy is focused on the home life right now, and you got to work with that. All right. So hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, I mean, you want things to be good. I want things to be good. We all want things to be good. And Aries time is about neighbors and friends and siblings, especially younger siblings, working with your hands and being a better neighbor, better person. Now, Saturn's in your 12th house. It's a good place for Saturn. It's actually exalted. So you're dealing with, you know, you have what I love about you, Aquarius, is you seem to have this lighthearted attitude towards your own bad karma. You know, it's that ability to laugh at yourself, and I love it. But, you know, Uranus is like now up in the 10th house. No, the 4th house, pardon me. An aspect to the 10th, you know, but it, so your home life is a little more stirred up. And you're really kind of more introspect right now. Dealing with, like, what is within me. And a lot of economic issues this week, tackling money issues, but a lot to do with just friends and family on a deep personal level. That's what I see really rising this week. The weekend looks romantic, though, with Moon in the 7th house, so that'll be nice for you. Okay. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. Good to be here. So we've had this long run with Neptune, Mercury, Venus, all in your first house. So you're looking good. You got spiritual wisdom to share. You're creative. You're following some kind of grace period. You've got some information to share, and some of that stuff's going to turn into money, resources, getting together with family, working on your teeth, your throat, your neck, all those things too. And there's Mars is in the fourth house. I mean, like, you could buy a vehicle. You could end up buying a vehicle or a home or moving and renting something new. That could happen. Moon today is really nice in the fifth house. You're feeling fun. I mean, over the weekend, it's like you might be working on your house, like you got a lot of work to do, and that's okay. You'll do good with that work. Social life is kind of booming, and there's some weird karma in your social life. This odd assortment of characters that might be deadly for most might be favorable for you. And also, that's largely due because you have this really accepting, compassionate nature that you extend to all. Folks, remember we got a full moon in the last degree of Libra this weekend, right there at the Shitra Swati Nakshatra cusp. So both of those nakshatras are going to be affected. The Mercury, the information, and the Rahu. Is that the other one? Yeah, the desire to make things go. And all this should be picking up this week. All things should be getting a little bit better. Thanks for being with me. This is Cosmic Kevin, the Cosmic Forecast of the Planetary Persuader. And share, like, comment, tell a friend. I love you all.